Hey, good morning. What's going on, YouTube? I am back again with yet another video. But hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. So, um, you know, not every woman is able to deal with male attention. And the reason why I say this is because I always was the type of person that never really gave a fuck about male attention, because when it came down to it, like, I realized a lot of it was like shallow and it was superficial, because I have realized that the only reason why, certain men would approach me is because of their own selfish reasons. And I always kind of had in the back of my mind, is like, what is his motive and what does he want from me? Because I always knew that it was basically was for sex, or or for a way to see if he could try to use me for something. And I never was a fan of that, you know what I'm saying? That's why, and kind of like, in a way, like, I'm not, I used to be jealous of certain women, like pretty women back in school and stuff like that, because, they would get all the male attention. But, now that I'm older, it's just like, even though I know the way men work, and, I pretty much figured out for myself, like, the only reason why those women got so much attention was because of the way they look, Nothing else mattered. It wasn't because, they liked her because she had a nice personality, or it wasn't like, sorry, I just heard something, but it wasn't because she had a nice personality, or because she carried herself a certain way, or she treated people a certain way. It was always, superficial. Like, they only cared, or they only gave certain women attention was because of how they look. And, that's just the way that this world works. Like, people are shallow, and people only treat you how you look. And as fucked up as it is, it is what it is. Like, that's why, even myself, like, I always make sure that I'm dressed neat and I'm dressed well, and that my hygiene is on point, of course, when I leave my house. Because, I know that people treat you the way that you look. But one thing that I have realized is that, I never really gave a fuck about male attention. Um, and the reason why is because, like, even when I would lose weight, if I would lose weight and I would get like to, I would get closer to like my goal of losing weight, and I would notice that more men were paying attention to me. But, I never gave a fuck about it, because it was like, you never cared to talk to me when I was a certain weight, or you never cared to get to know me when I looked at, when I looked a certain way. But now that I've lost weight and stuff like that, I know that I'm more desirable, so I have more men looking my way. But it's pretty much fake, because it's like, you don't give a fuck about my personality. You don't care to get to know me. There's only one little thing that's going on in your brain. And I'm not saying that all men use women for their looks or for sex, because, you have men that actually want something deeper than that. But um that's why I know that everything that I do in my life is for me. If I'm going to do something, it's because of me, and it's because it makes me feel good. It's not because I'm trying to get attention from the opposite sex, because it really doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? And I've been, I've had people in my family, you know, I've had certain men, basically treat me a certain way, and it pretty much has scarred me. It has scarred me, and it has gave me a negative outlook on how I see men. Um, because, I don't think that their intentions is true, and I feel like a lot of men can be creepy. I feel like a lot of men try to violate women sexually. They'll harass them. It's just so many things that just goes into that. You know what I'm saying? But yet, when a woman finds a good man, that truly, that truly loves her, and that cares about her and wants to know how her day was, and you know, he's just like a passionate individual. And I'm not saying passionate as in like he's gullible or he's a pushover or he's too nice or anything, but he actually stands for something, and he just doesn't treat women any kind of way just because he can. A man like that is so hard to come by. And that's when I say, like, when I see women that are married to certain men that are like that, or are with certain men that are like that, I would say that they're very blessed. They're very lucky to have a man like that, because it's not really easy to come by, especially in the black community. You know what I'm saying? So um when I would get to a certain goal of losing weight, I would sabotage myself, because I realized I was getting all this male attention, and it wasn't a type of attention that I wanted. Number one, it scared the hell out of me. Number two, it just um I don't crave, like, I like to be admired. And every woman wants to be admired by men, wants to be validated by men. But when you actually look deeper and you realize, these men are only being nice to you because they want to get in your pants, or they're only saying certain things to you because they want to get you in the bed, it kind of turns you off, and it wakes you up, and you have to realize, what you're dealing with. Um, that's why, I'm not really, that's why, it doesn't really bother me when people say that, oh, that's why you don't have a man, or that's why you're not married and stuff like that, because, it's not offensive to me, because, it's not like I'm allowing a man to use me, or I'm allowing a man to run over me, which you have a lot of women doing now. You have so many women, especially black women, that put up with so much from a man just to keep him around. I'm just not willing to do that. I'm not willing to let go of my self-respect and how I view myself and how I value myself, just so I can have a man around. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so hard to meet a man that's genuine and that's really a good man for you. You know what I'm saying? So I never really cared about male attention. I mean, it's nice and everything. It's nice that somebody thinks that I'm good looking, but I'm not that type of female. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't understand how you have women out here that sell their bodies for money. Like, I could never do that. And I've been offered, I've been asked, like, yo, would you want to do such and such for such amount of money? And I turned that shit down, because, that's just not how I get down. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if I did something like that, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I would feel disgusted with myself, knowing that I had to sell my body for money. Like, I'm the type of chick, like, I could be homeless, God forbid. I could be homeless, getting ready to get kicked out on the street. And I wouldn't resort to something like that, because that's just not how I get down. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be in a fulfilling relationship with a man that values me. So I don't give any man my attention, because everything is just so, men are just so superficial, even the ugly ones. You know what I'm saying? You got ugly men around here that think that they're entitled to something like that, when they should be the ones that should be putting in the most work in order to gain a woman's attention. But, they think like the good looking ones. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never really cared about certain things. But, I just wanted to get on here and say that.